Warm welcome to all of you for the DISHA workshop. I think we have covered quite a lot of topics yesterday and day before. Right, primarily talking about resume building, I would say good. I would say almost we are done with the resume workshop. I have a small piece left. We'll cover it today, and then we'll move on to the interview facing. Right. So before I start today's session, as always, I would like to know what did you learn from yesterday's workshop. Can I get some answers? What did you learn from yesterday's discussion, yesterday's topic? I think the discussion was quite intense yesterday. A lot of questions, right? Okay. Sachin is telling took the brain test. I'll come to that, right? We'll take the scores. I'm talking about the resume thing. What we discussed. Vivek is telling spend quality time on writing your resume. Good point. Don't rush it up. Take your time because that's going to be your brand, right? Don't spoil it up. What to put in a resume, why we were selling, because if you look at day after tomorrow, day before yesterday, we primarily talk about what not to put, right? So yesterday's focus was what to put, right? Be transparent, say Sachin, very nice. I don't think it can be made any simpler. Being transparent, being honest is the best way to represent yourself. And one quote I told yesterday, the beauty of telling truth is you don't need to remember that, right? So, no need to think about if else condition, other things, right? And Utsava is also telling the same. Prashant Pal is telling the same. And by the way, good number of points that we discussed about the resume building will also carry forward to the interview facing. Okay, you don't need to see interview and resume as two separate things. Good number of learnings which you already had will definitely help you in the interview side also, especially this transparency, being truthful, and things like that. Okay. Any other learnings yesterday? What did you learn from yesterday's session? I need some more responses before we start today's session. So day before yesterday, it was very simple, right? Skills plus project is equal to resume, right? Similarly, I want to know from yesterday, what else did you learn? I want some more points, at least one or two, so that we can start today's session. Come on, guys, tell me, what did you learn yesterday? People are a little silent. We discussed quite a lot, right? How to represent projects, right? How to write, okay? That's also important thing. Then we saw Sanjana is telling, resume format, projects, especially focused on skills and projects is Vaishnavi. Good points, guys, right? And we also, discussed about how to write a project, right? How to represent a project. Then how to include project and subject on module, right? Resume, correct, right? So whatever, how to module by module, we can represent the resume, right? Very good inputs. So thank you very much. And I think template should be updated. You need to keep it updated. Telling truth ourselves is a peace of mind, says Viber. Fantastic, right? Truth also gives you a lot of, peace, lot of sleep. There's no, load there, right? You are comfortable, you are at peace with yourself, you are very comfortable, and you will start liking you more, right? That's what it is. All right, great points. Shall we go ahead and start today's session? Can I get some quick go ahead? Shall we start today's session? All right, great. Sriraj, Ramya, Vaishnavi, Ashutosh, fantastic, right? Shubham is also telling being truthful, writing a resume. Great. Okay. So I have one small, piece left here, because yesterday we did spend, as all of you said, we mainly spoke about what to, put in a resume. That was our focus yesterday. And, we did go through the template, walk through each and every session. And by now, I think yesterday evening I started started slowly moving in the direction, by spending 2 days already, and today also, I'm pretty sure you'd agree with me that DISHA workshops, right? Yesterday and day before yesterday, even today, my goal is to give you guys the necessary awareness. My goal is not to spoon feed you. My goal is not to give you any kind of a unwanted gyan, right? With which you can do the great things, right? My goal is to make you guys awareness. Bring in the necessary awareness. Your head is filled with thoughts which looks like a noodles, right? My idea is to clear the noodles and make it one line, so that you gain the mental clarity, right? Okay, once you gain the mental clarity, as I already told you guys, right? Okay, you are the best person to take decision, and I'm pretty sure all of you are smart enough and capable enough to take the decision. Okay, So do you agree with me? Are you getting along with, as we discussed about lot of questions, discussions, debates, right? Back and forth we discussed, right? Okay. Your mind is also getting clearer. Can I get some responses? In terms of all the confusions, worries, you know, is it getting clearer, right? For me, that's very important. Okay, 1 or 2 points in resume you miss here and there. It's okay. You can learn from the video, right? My goal is to ensure that your mind is crystal clear by the time we finish the entire session of DISHA. Okay, so all right. So great. So let me move on to the last part of the resume, workshop. Right. This is about do's and don'ts. We already discussed all of them, but let me go through one by one. Right? Some of the points we already told in today's Q&A. Spend time in building it. Okay, we discussed at length. Don't rush it. Okay, and we said resume should be a running document. Don't write resume only because you have an interview to attend tomorrow. And we also told that to while you are doing this, you also develop a habit of writing, right? These days, writing has become very rare skill because we're all sending a voice messages in WhatsApp or doing ROFL, LOL, quick K, right? Writing the descriptive writing is not to be seen and not to be appreciated, but very important that all of us should inculcate the habit of writing. Some are the other form of writing. It could be poem, or you are writing some diary, gratitude journal, or keeping some notes for yourself, whatever it could be. So build a habit of writing. Okay? And always the question you need to ask yourself is that am I doing better than myself how I was 1 month back, right? Am I a better version of Jayakumar? Am I a better version of XYZ before 1 month, right? And you need to compete only with yourself, not with others. In fact, we do reverse, right? We always worried or bothered about what others are doing, right? So don't bother about it. Yeah, I think voice is lagging. Some of you telling, is my voice is lagging, guys? Is my voice lagging? Okay, so maybe because of the video, let me go off the video and check once again. Okay, is it better now? Is it better? I switched off the video. Okay, great. I think video is eating up the bandwidth. That's why. Great. So let me come back and later and turn it on if required. Right. Let us build the habit of writing. Project yourself properly. Right. As we saw from the beginning, your resume is your brand. Ensure that you project yourself properly. Very, very important. Right. Okay. And then we've been discussing bring out differentiating factors, right, in terms of more projects, in terms of creating. I told all of you to create a GitHub link, right? All of you should create this and then do more projects than your friends. Even though you're all good friends, you are competing for the same jobs, right? Okay, bring out the differentiation factors, highlight skills, projects, contributions, right? And optimal size 4 to 5 pages fine. Convey the passion for or interest for internet or embedded or IoT domain, right? I already told you you have a wonderful story to tell. You being a student in emergency, saying that since I was interested in this particular domain, I joined this particular course, and this is what I learned in this course. Right? You already have a example that you are really passionate about this particular field. So go ahead and project yourself properly. Neat formatting, very very important. That's one of the reason why we given you this particular template. For example, you should not be anything related to the spelling mistake. Okay, for example, fonts, right? Different type of fonts. You should not be. You should be using the same font. Spacing, everything should look neat, right? Imagine, right? You are going to attend a wedding, right? How nicely you will dress up, or you are going to a party with your friends. How nicely you will dress up and go. Same way, your resume should look very neat. It's not necessary that you should look beautiful. Your resume also should look beautiful, right? And call out continuity in case of issues. Be ready with the honest information. Okay, so this is a example. So this is we are talking about people with year gap. Okay, year gap. And I just want to give you guys an update, right? Today I was discussing with our placement team. They also hear these videos, and I also, after every workshop, on a daily in the morning, right? I also discuss with our placement team, and sometimes they give me feedback about how the session went, etc. And interestingly, there's a company called Collins Aerospace. Do you guys aware of that? Collins Aerospace, a company where some of our students got recently placed. Have you seen that company, Collins Aerospace? Okay. Okay, and yes sir, some of you are telling yes or no. It is coming for our placements, right? So Collins Aerospace today they specifically come and told that they want to consider girl students who are looking after a career break, right? Okay, there is a company called Collins Aerospace who is looking for specifically for girl students. They're telling they want to look or they want to give an opportunity for girl students who are specifically looking for a career break, right? I was very happy to listen to that particular news. In fact, we keep discussing about this in multiple times, right? About students taking break, etc. Right? They only want to consider people with year break. Imagine what more happy news can be there, because people with year gap will be very much worried. Sir, will I get enough opportunity? Here a company comes which says only I want people with year gap. Okay, so please ensure that you make use of such opportunities, and companies are willing to give you an opportunity. And tomorrow when you go for such company, be honest and be truthful, be transparent, tell the reason why you had a year gap, right? So I'm telling you, companies are also considering. It's not that only I am talking. Hey, year break people, it's possible for you to achieve a career break. Today, the news coming from Collins Aerospace is very, very, very happy, right? I'm not sure the application went live. I didn't see the Google group yet. Did you see the application went live, guys? Collins Aerospace today. Did any of you check the Google group? Yes, no. They were discussing, but I don't know whether they floated the application or not. I did not check. Just watch out, it's coming. People with the year gap they want to consider, right? Okay. So we discussed about being accurate with the data, especially your percentage, CGPA, and then year of password, etc. Don't need to apply any approximation algorithm. For example, we discussed about if your percentage is 64.8, let it be 64.1 only, 8 only. Don't make it 65. It's not equal to 65%. How you done in a cutoff in your engineering, right? Cutoff typically done for two decimals, right? Sometime I don't know, some entrance exam here it goes even beyond that, right? That way, do not apply any approximation in your marks. Whatever the college or university is given, you need to be with that only, right? Okay. Invite the interviewer into your zone. I'll talk about it during the interview session, which will get started with today. Okay. Last but not the least, like yourself. Okay. So when will you like yourself? Okay. So you will like yourself when you speak truth. Okay. If you talk truth 100% of the time, I'm not lying, right? No matter, often what happens is, right? We want to look good in front of others' eyes, right? That's why we tell lies, right? But if you tell the truth, forget about, who thinks whether you are looking good or not looking good. I am pretty sure you look good in front of your own eyes. Do you agree with me? Somebody said, right? I feel very relaxed when I tell the truth, right? So when you tell truth, you will look good in front of your own eyes, right? Do you agree with me? Right? Dunya ka chodo. Let people decide. People judge whomever let them decide. Let them do whatever you want. And who is the most important person here? It is you. When you tell the truth, and you feel so comfortable with yourself, right? When you see yourself in the mirror, right, you feel very proud of yourself. Okay, you can say, right, मैंने ईमानदारी से जो भी किया हूँ मैं ईमानदारी से कर रहा हूँ. I'm doing with honesty, I'm doing with integrity, right? See, people are telling 200% agreed, I feel very light, right? Okay, if you are always cooking something unwanted stories, right, only you are going to make you heavier, and only it will lead to failure. Okay? If you're honest, you will start liking yourself. And these days whenever I open Instagram and all, people putting a lot of this post, the common word people use this word called self love, right? I don't know how many of you use this seen this word. Many Instagram reels and posts, right, people put this word called self love, right? Okay, more than anything else, love yourself. As I already told, all of you are beautiful the way you are looking. Okay, no need to change yourself. Just change your mindset, be positive, take care of all these things. Definitely will speak. Your resume should speak louder than yourself. Okay, let me repeat. Your resume should speak louder than yourself. Let the skill set speak. Let the project speak, right? And you don't need to bother too much about your extracurricular activities, your languages known, blah 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 blah. No need to bother. I think we discussed in depth about those aspects as well. So these are all do's as far as the resume is concerned. And let us move on to don'ts, right? What are the don'ts, right? Spelling mistake, formatting errors, strictly no. And any software user, typically I'm sure all of you would be using Microsoft Office to write your resume. It always gives you the spelling mistakes, errors with the red color underline, etc., right? So make use of them. Ensure that you are correcting them without any delay, right? And moving on, improper naming properties. Suppose you're writing a resume, for example, there's a person called Ajay, right? Whenever you are naming your file, how you name your file? For example, you write a name like this: Ajay underscore resume dot doc or dot PDF, whatever may be, right? So name the file also properly. In fact, our placement team, whenever we receive resume from many people, when you ask them to upload, they don't write the name properly in the file of the resume, right? They'll write some other names. They'll write, resume 1 2 3 4 5, my resume, latest resume, etc. No, but whose resume, right? So ensure that you give a proper naming convention. And believe me, before our team sends a resume to the company, there's a lot of pain from our mentors. They rename this particular file like this, then only they'll be sent. Okay, okay, no problem. No. Ensure that you name it properly. Okay. So, sir, can we use Nova Resume? I don't know what you mean by Nova Resume, Muhammad Irshan. Is it a tool? I'm not aware of it. Okay. Vijay is telling, sir, one small recall from yesterday's session. CGPA multiplication factor in emergency. Like people with 6 CGPA, I think, you just want to be doubly sure. So let me clarify it once again. Whatever your CGPA, for example, 6.0 CGPA, right? So all you need to do is just multiply by 10, which is equal to 60%, right? No need to worry. Okay, because of this, you know, nobody got rejected. Similarly, your CGPA, let us say 7.1, this will become 71 percentage. Okay, even though whatever I'm writing is not logically correct as per our formula, but as far as our placement are concerned, you don't need to worry about it. Just go ahead and use it this way. Absolutely fine. Okay, I'm sure CGPA guys will be happy with this, right? Okay, because when they convert into percentage, the percentage numbers goes down, right? 1 or 2%. And especially people will say, sir, I am 6 CGPA. If I convert, it becomes 56%. And become less than 60, I'm not eligible. Don't bother about it. Okay. If you are 6.0 and above, you are 60%. Okay. So Irshan is telling website to create a resume, choose design, and it will create automatically. So I don't mind, Irshan, if you're using that, but whichever tool you use, but ensure that you don't miss any of the points, whatever we discussed so far, especially by mentioning your skills and resume, right? I already told the example of cake and cream, right? You can decorate your resume with more and more number of tools, more and more number of formatting, etc. But the cake should remain intact, right? What is a cake? That is nothing but your skills and projects. As long as you take care of that, feel free. Let your creativity juices form, and then go ahead and do any tool you want to use, right? Absolutely fine. Right? So Ashutosh is asking, sir, should resume in MS Word or PDF? I recommend it to be a PDF because PDF opens in different operating systems. In case, let us say, the reader is having a different version of MS Office, sometimes I am seeing issues where the file doesn't open, the file gets corrupted, etc. Some instances I have seen like that. So PDF, that way I recommend you guys use PDF. Also, PDF is a read-only document. Nobody can tamper it, right? Unless they had a PDF writer, which is very, very rare. But my recommendation is use PDF. Okay, then a MS Word. Don't clutter your resume. That's the reason why we given you the template to ensure that you guys are given a proper spacing. Let some good amount of breathing space be there in your resume, right? So that the interviewer, when they are looking into that, they feel comfortable in reading through. Otherwise, it will affect the readability of the resume, right? Ambiguous email IDs, phone numbers, hobbies, no need to include. And I also already told you, anything that you are not comfortable with, please go ahead and remove. Okay. I know hobbies are not there, sir. I'm not having any great extracurricular activities. I have not done any significant achievement in my college. All those things are fine. Just go ahead and remove it. Mention only skills plus project. As we already said, let me write it once again for you guys in the screen, in the benefit of all of you. All that matters is skills plus projects. And your basic contact detail. What is your basic contact details? Name, email ID, and phone number. More than sufficient. Okay. I'm seeing some questions coming in. Let me take it up shortly. Let me run through this slide and come up. Rohit, Vishesh, Aishwarya, etc., etc. Right? Please go ahead and type. Right? Calling out obvious things, as I already told, don't include all the Windows operating system, MS Office, paintbrush, and whatnot. So those things are all of no use. So please remove them. And one beautiful thing about you guys doing this course is that you have wonderful way where you can represent the entire embedded system skills in form of a stack. And I already shown in the template how you can represent the skills in various categories, various modules, like for example, programming language, system programming, microcontrollers, embedded systems, tools, debuggers, etc. Right? We showed in the template, right? You can call them wonderfully out, right? Don't hide year of pass out, right? Even though you spent 5 years, you had supplementary exam with you, absolutely fine, right? Be transparent with that information. Don't hide that. Okay. Fake experience project in immerses, gamut of things. Strict no. Okay. You don't even bother to write anything which is of a fake, because sometimes what happens, you hear from friends, right? It's like, for example, when you study in your school, right, whenever you're writing your 10th or 12th exam or any entrance exam, you will be hearing that, hey, question paper got leaked, right? And this question paper getting leaked, this news is there for decades together, right? So similarly, people will say, hey, somebody put a fake experience, or somebody is influencing, or I'm giving some bribe to the interviewer. I know, backdoor entry is there. By paying extra money, I can get selected because I know the interviewer, or HR is my relative, etc., etc. Okay, I'm not saying that these things are not happening in the industry. It may be happening, may not be happening, but as far as emerge is concerned, it is strictly no. Let us not bother about it, right? Okay, let us not even think about it. Let us only take the proper route. That will only will assure you the success. Okay. In case if you're having these things in your mind, please take it out. Okay. Copy paste from your friend, colleague, absolutely not okay. Okay. Build your brand. Otherwise, you are taking the product specification. Assume you are Samsung, right? And you're copy pasting the product specification exactly from MI or exactly from your OnePlus, right? Who will buy your phone, right? So ensure that you guys build your own. That's why we said, spend time in building it. Take into account of all the points that we have been discussing in the last 2 days, right? Keeping it outdated, strictly no, right? As somebody said in the initial part of today's learning section, right? You said you need to keep your resume updated. Your resume is your brand, like how the phones update their specification when they release a new model or a new version of Android comes up, whatever it can be, whenever there's an upgrade happening, etc. So please keep your resume updated. Don't if you added new modules into your resume, present always the latest resume to the placement department, right? Making it too short or too long, both are not good. Okay, in India, as I already told, it's okay to have a 4 to 5 page resume. Okay, don't need to only stick to 1 page. That's absolutely fine. Okay. Last but not the least, I think I repeated this multiple times in my workshop from yesterday, is that you need to be in a position to justify each and every section in your resume, every letter that you write, every line that you write. You should be absolutely confident, and you should be able to justify. If you're not confident, no need to put it. Okay. So I have few questions come up here. Let me take them one by one. Okay. So Rohit is telling, sir, I have 5.3 CGPA. How much it will be, right? Not 59. See, again, the same problem, right? Let me write 5.83 is equal to 58.3. Don't apply any algorithm. Don't make it into 59 and all, which I exactly told not to do, Rohit. That's not okay. Okay. Just apply this. Okay. So let me move on. Hope that's clear, Rohit. The next question is from Vishesh. Vishesh is asking, sir, I have a doubt. If you worked on some tech, for example, ML, etc., we don't have advanced level knowledge in it. Can we add a new section with skills like familiar with and include it within it? See, Vishesh, my answer will remain the same. If you're confident of it, put it, right? Again, how much depth you know that particular subject, you are the best judge, right? But as I told, right, you are applying for an embedded engineer position. Okay, if you come and show me that you have done a machine learning certification, that will not be a big value addition. If I'm an interviewer whom I'm aiming for a embedded role, What if you come and tell machine learning, or somebody can come and tell, I took this LinkedIn certification about this particular, web development or anything like that, right? It may not have much value, right? As I said, they're all creams and cherries, right? But I have come here to eat the cake. Give me the cake properly. But yeah, if you're done, if you're really passionate, if you've done the project, or if you're confident of it, go ahead and include that. Okay. But I would say don't bother too much about it. Okay. So where will we get the resume templates? Ask Aishwarya. Aishwarya already shared the location. It is there in the Emergy Technical Resource Library. But don't worry, I will bundle this again, and I'll upload it in the I'll ask my team to upload it into the LMS also. In the LMS, there will be a course called DISHA. If you go there, the decks, the slide deck or a presentation I'm sharing, and the template which I'm sharing, and also this particular video which is getting recorded, we will ensure that all of them are made available to you. Okay. Then Neeradi Rohan is telling, sir, I have learned full stack earlier, but to answer questions related, it needs some preparation. Should I include them after revising, or can I include it now itself? So, since you suggested that when you are not confident, don't include in the resume. The answer remains same, Neeradi, right? If you're not confident, don't bother, right? Full stack and embedded are very different, right? If you're going to basically apply for an embedded role, they don't bother if you know machine learning skill or a full stack skill, right? So if you're not confident, don't put it. No need to think too much about it. Okay. Okay, Shubham Singh is asking how to tackle 3 months of notice period. I guess Shubham, you are a working professional. Okay, and again, this is a very regular question that you know we hear from working professionals, right? So what I suggest is, as a working professional, whenever you are advancing in a particular interview round, let us say you move from written test to technical round, or when you move from technical round to HR round, right? You're moving from advanced round, right? Okay, as you reach at least the HR round, please alert our placement team. Okay. Anyways, you have Lokesh phone number or Prajwal's phone number, their WhatsApp message, everything, WhatsApp number, everything, right? You can connect with them and tell them that, hey, you know what, I'm a working professional, and I have a 2 month or 3 month notice, right? So what they will do is they will basically discuss with the company, and they will work it out for you. Okay. In the meantime, you can also go back to your employer or your current company and then say, no, I got this particular job. Can you reduce my notice period, right? Let's say, can you move it from 3 months to 2 months or 1.5 months? I'll put some little bit of extra effort so that I can transition my work, or I train my fellow colleagues so that when I leave, the work doesn't get affected, right? So try to do that, and it is possible. Our placement team will work it out for you. And by the way, companies also know, the placement companies also know that this particular course is taken by working professionals in the evening module. Okay, again, there is no hiding here from Emergy side, right? In fact, I had a meeting around 3 o'clock today with a company called Mindtree. Many of you know Mindtree has been acquired by L&T, and they have good number of openings, and we are discussing with them. So there was a specific question. They asked me, do working professionals take your course, right? I said yes, they take it in the evening module. Okay, so that way our recruiters also know, and when you are coming and telling them that you have a notice period, they'll respect you, and our placement team will help you to negotiate that. So no need to bother about it. Okay. And even worst case, in the 3 month period is not negotiable, companies will be willing to wait because you are a working professional. For example, they may not be able to wait if you're a fresher or you are an entry level engineer, right? But you have some work experience, they will be ready to wait, absolutely no problem. There have been multiple students who have gone through this similar situation, and we have got their notice period worked out. Okay, no need to bother about it. Our placement team will take care. You just need to inform them when you're going in the advanced interview, or a later in a HR interview or something like that. Okay, Shubham, hope that's clear. Okay. All right. Janaki Raman is asking the question which was most expected, right? Sir, what about my question? How 100% placement is provided? Does all people in a batch get placed every time? Kindly answer, sir. Okay, let me try to come in video and answer, because a very taja khabar, right? Very hot question that people will be asking, right? So if you see in our batch, right? So let me just put some graph here to explain what Janagram is asking. A very interesting question. That's why I told today to remind me. Thanks, Janaki, for reminding me. So uh, let me use this particular so that I can explain. So now, what happens in a batch, right? All of you know. Say, guys, before that, is my video looks okay now? Is my video, audio both looks okay? All right. Again, sometimes it picks up. So I want, especially for this question, I want to come in video, right? Thanks, Janakiraman, for reminding, right? So what I'm talking here, right? Whenever you are coming in Emergy, you are coming in a particular batch, right? For example, let us say a batch, let us say B1. I know there are a lot of batch numbers are given 210, blah, blah, 220, whatever, right? They have a batch number. So in this batch, there is a set of students come and join. Okay, let us say in a particular batch, let us say 30 students join. Let me take an example, right? Now, the question is, how do I measure the placement record of this particular batch? Okay, what is the logical way that you can measure the placement success of this batch, right? Okay, so what we have done in Emergy, right? And what happens among these 30 people? Good number of them will start applying after the C programming, right? And some will get placed, and some will get placed by the time they reach the last module, and some will be still applying even after completing the module, right? So what we have done is, let us say, let me draw the timeline which I showed in our induction class. Let us say that somebody joined in the month of Jan. Okay, let us say Jan 22. Okay. And let us say he has completed his thing about June 22. Okay, so let us say the duration of 6 months. Don't bother about online and offline. Let us take, for example, 6 months course, right? And the placement starts from here. All of you know, let us say Jan, Feb, March. Let us say April onwards, the placement starts coming April 22 onwards, right? So earlier, before we, in the very recent only, we made it as a 2-year placement support, right? We look at, I think 6 months back, I don't remember exactly when we revised it to 2 year. I think maybe beginning of this year. But if you look at last year and all, we used to give it as a 1 year. Okay, later when we saw the placement surge happening and things like that, right? Then we made it into 2 years. So let us go back, because I need to refer with the past data as a reference, right? Not the current data. Current data I will come to know only after some time. So let us say, for example, or let me take, for example, I'll slightly change this data to make it little bit easier for you guys. Okay. So let us say a student, a batch joined in January 21. Okay. And then in June 21, they would have completed the course, right? From April 21, they can start applying for placements. And as per old placement policy, what we did was, we will give placement, unlimited placement support for 1 year. So which means to say what, this particular thing, right, will be getting over by June, let us say 22, probably last month, right? So when is the right time to measure the success of the placement success of a particular batch, probably which started in January 21, right? When is the right time to measure? The right time to measure is in the month of June 22. Okay. Do you agree with me? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Okay. Then I'll come and answer your question, right? Okay. I'm asking, do you agree with me that when is the right time to measure the placement ratio of a particular batch, right? So when your entire placement window is exhausted, then only we need to measure. As I told last time, before you made it as a 2 year, we had 1 year placement commitment, then we revised, and after seeing so many jobs, right? So what we had done, right, in the past batches, okay, we have went ahead and analyze the data similar to that. Multiple batches were there. For example, in every month we start 3 batches at least. Sometimes it becomes 4 batches, etc., right? So let us take this particular batch itself, right? So June 22nd, June 2022, we measure and went and looked into the placement data. Okay, fine. 30 students joined, and how many of them are placed today, right? So what happens in these 30 students? What happens? We, as far as possible, let us say, for example, 4 students drop out. Okay. For example, they say, okay, fine, I'm not coming. We send reminders, etc. They don't join, right? Okay. So let us say, for example, another 2 to 3 students. Let us say, for example, 3 students will get placed on their own, right? Like they will be applying also. In fact, they come back and tell, sir, I got a job in this particular company. Even though I was getting placement opportunity through Emergy, I was also applying on my own. And we say we are happy, right? Anytime you get a job through us or job through anybody else, job is a job. And in that interview, they even tell, sir, whatever I learned in Emergy, only they ask, right? We are fine with that, right? So what we do when we remove this particular data, that is people who are dropped out, and then people who got placed on their own, right? and who are regular, let us say, they completed all the modules, are reasonably regular with that particular, batch. Let us say, for example, we eventually come across a data of 20 people or 21 people. Let us say 21 people are there. Let us put another two people saying that they're not at all regular, they're only busy attending interviews. So what I'll do, I'll remove these 9 people, right? Then I'll say, okay, fine, these 21 are the actual effective students who attend that particular batch, and I measure my status in June 20 to 21. Okay. Okay. Audio problem is there. Let me switch off the video once again. Okay. Uh, is it better now? Is the audio looking better? All right. Is my audio better now? All right. No problem. Okay. So when we measure in June 2022 for these 21 students, as I said, 4 of them get dropped out. Let's say 3 get placed on their own, and 2 are not at all regular to the class, so they did not complete assignment, etc. Right? So when we measure this, we could see that this particular 21 students, when we say, right, we could clearly see that these 21 people are getting placed. So that's why in Emergy, when we say, right, for example, 100% placement, it is not the chumma we are telling. Okay. By now, you guys know, right? When anything that we say, we do a lot of back end analysis and we'll do a lot of, back end work. Then only we'll sell. Otherwise, somebody may, can easily come and catch us. Again, that whatever I'm telling to you guys, right? It applies to Emergy also, right? I should tell the truth, right? Then only it will make my entire team effective, very light, right? It will make me happy, etc. Right? Imagine I'm telling some unwanted story in a particular DISHA workshop or monthly meeting or in a um, open webinar, right? I tell people maybe my words may be different, but the message will always remain the same because I speak truth, right? Rather, every time we measure it the same way. So when you look at it this way, we are able to see that all the batches we are having this particular 100% placement record. Okay. So this is what we see. We measure at the end of the, but unfortunately, some of the recent batches we are not able to measure yet, or we have only partial data because, as you know, right, we move to a 2-year window. Let us say, for example, somebody joined in Jan 2021. Imagine, and he is completed in June 2022, right? And I need to wait for 2 more years for me to give you the result, right? But with the 1-year window itself, right, we could see that the all 21 out of 21 are getting placed, right? And we are very confident that making that 1 year to 2 year going forward, we will be definitely able to maintain that particular record. And this is how we say, right? You follow what our mentors are telling. 2 years is more than enough for you to get placed. Okay. Is that answer your question, Janaki Raman? Very nice question. Really appreciate for asking that question. Others in the call, are you getting an idea? When we say in Emergy, we really mean it, right? I'm teaching you guys, right? Hey guys, to speak the truth. Then only you don't need to remember everything, right? Okay. So there is a formula. This is a mechanism we calculate. Okay. Sandeep, Janaki Raman, Prashant, right? Okay. Did you get clear about why we say 100% placement in Emergy? Others in the call, I get some more responses. Okay. Okay. All right. Great. So let me see. Did I miss any question upside? Okay. Janaki Raman is done. Okay. Sandesh is asking another question. So, but there is an embedded AI, i.e., edge AI, right? So, okay, fine. So he's talking about edge computing. So edge computing typically we say in the context of IoT or Internet of Things, where the IoT gateway, typically it could be an embedded system device or what you call as an edge computing device, right? So that's what you're talking about. Sandesh, that is more on the way how that and how the particular device is developed and how it is used. It is used in the context of more of a IoT's context, right? But fundamentally, it could be an embedded system or it could be any normal machine also. It can be a simple Linux also. It's also there. In the edge computing, it is not necessary that it has to be a embedded systems. Okay. Hope that's clear. There is a wonderful talk about this. Let me, since you are asking me this question with a lot of enthusiasm, you guys can go to our, I don't know how many of you remember this, this particular webinar. Okay. You can just go and search for Emergy we have masterclass webinars, right? Playlist. You can see here. Okay, this is the masterclass webinar. Sorry, let me just see that. Oh, I can see here there's a series of webinars here. Here there will be one webinar on edge computing. Let me see where it is. Yeah, here you go. Okay. So you can see here there's a webinar we have done, AAML in edge computing by Jiddu Mohan. So, I don't know whether you attended this or not. Just go and look into this particular video. It gives you a lot of idea about what I'm telling. In fact, Jiddu clearly explained where and how the, edge computing fits in. Okay. Sandesh, is it clear? Okay. So Sachin is asking, sir, I'm not confident about my college project. What should I do? Okay. Nothing doing. Sachin, take your college project documentation. Okay. Go through it. You will get definitely your, your confidence back. Just study the documentation. That should be good enough, right? And they don't ask you to write a code from a college project and all. Don't bother much, right? At least you should be able to give a basic answers when they ask about, your final year project. Okay. Hope that's clear, Sachin. And Irshan is telling, sir, Mindtree for embedded. That's correct. Okay, Mindtree has got a very big embedded vertical. I don't know how many of you know that. All the service companies in India, be it L&T, Mindtree, even Wipro, HCL, they all have a very big embedded vertical or embedded business unit. We are talking for the embedded team only. Okay. Thank you, sir. My doubt is clear, says Jagapati Bachu. So I'm teaching field. Should I include this as an experience? Says Rajeshwari. Yes, you can include Rajeshwari. Okay. And we already have, I don't know, I think in the last monthly meeting or before that, I don't remember. I shown a student who achieved a career transition by being a teaching staff to a embedded system professional. Okay, they achieved that. So definitely it is possible. So please go ahead and include that. Okay. Ram Sriram Tota is asking, so do evening batch consider as only working employees? No, that's not correct, Sriram, because the evening batch, if you ask me, it is attended by everyone, right? It is attended by what do you say, working professionals, it is attended by freshers, it is even attended by students who are in the college, right? So there is no stamping like saying that the evening batch students will be working professionals. It's all about what skills you are presenting and how we are able to perform in the interview, right? In fact, when you are sending a list to the company, we don't, we of course we'll mention the information what you fill in a job application, your name, email ID, phone number, your qualification, etc. But per se, we will not mention, oh, he's an online student, he's an offline student, or he's a online evening student. We don't mention that. Even companies also don't care. Whether you study in the evening, study in the day, or study in offline, why do they bother? Right? They bother about you coming there and performing. So there is no stamping, but that particular batch is more suitable for the working people because they're working till, let us say, 6 p.m. They can come back after the work and then they can do this course. That's what it is. But there's no restriction saying that, and we have even, let us say, working professionals coming and doing our physical courses, classes also. They attend the class in the morning, afternoon onwards, they go for shift system and work, right? So there is no stamping as such that this batch is only meant for this particular type of audience. Wherever the students are finding suitable, they'll take that batch. That's all. Okay. So there is no specific, definition like that. Okay. Then Raghavendra is asking, so when are we working in different domain? How to tackle notice period? Company will wait. I think I already told you, Raghavendra. Yes, companies will wait. Okay. Our placement team will negotiate for you guys. They will facilitate. No problem. Okay. Notice period we can handle. No problem. Then Pooja is telling, sir, if someone want to complete 5-month course and then they start applying, will it be fine? That's absolutely fine, Pooja. Okay, no worries, no issues, no force. Okay. In fact, the more modules that you complete, the happier we will be. Okay. But unfortunately, what is happening? People want to, immediately want to start applying. Okay. That's why if you see the placement eligibility or the mock test, everything we're conducting to ensure that you are well prepared. Okay. So if you ask me technically, I'll be very happy if you are completing all the modules and apply. That way you are fully skilled, right? Okay. So I recommend that. No issues. Anyways, 2 years is there, no. Okay. Our problem with our people is that they all want the results immediately. Okay. Like, Zepto or Swiggy, right? Button above, jobs coming. I want immediately, sir. I'm desperate. Yes, we all understand the desperation. But if you don't prepare properly, right? Even if you think, right, we're all talking about Virat Kohli is out of form, right? We know how such a fantastic player he is, right? And his record speaks for himself. Is what the type of player he is, right? It's phenomenal. But still he has to wait for that particular century or coming back to form, right? Okay, he cannot say, no, I want to get a century today, right? He will not get it. So if it happens to such a great people, right, who are you and me, right? We all need to have that patience. Definitely, success will come to you. Don't be desperate. Things will come to you. Okay. Uh, then Anuresh is asking, sir, is apprenticeship is uh, you know considered for as a work experience? Not sure, Anuresh. If it is more than 6 months, mention it. I don't know. If you ask me, okay. If it is more than 6 months, mention it. Not a problem. Okay. Then Sandesh is asking, no, sir, Edge AI chip like Google TP or Intel's, right? Yes, that includes both hardware and software, Sandesh. That's what I'm telling you. Please go ahead and look into this particular, video. You'll get an idea what I'm talking about, right? Mindtree is coming for embedded. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Mm, Sir, if you want to do some other short-term course after ECEP, then Emergy will give some fee reduced or not. Arey Baba, you do this course properly. That is more than enough. Okay, there's no further short-term course and discount and all. Why are you thinking about it, right? Whatever your 6 months course or 5 months course is signed up for, you do it. That itself is more than enough. Okay, don't need to think much. Then Aishwarya is telling, sir, if you don't have a proper relieving letter, then we should put our previous experience or not, sir. Now the problem is coming up, right? Okay. I always tell people, right, don't do that. That means, say what? It is, I call it as a hit and run case. That means you did not get relieved from your previous employer properly. You just, woke up one fine day and say, I'm tomorrow onwards, I'm not going. You did not go, right? So I don't recommend, yeah, such things, because I always recommend whenever you are leaving a previous company, you should leave it on a good note. Get a relieving letter from your previous employer, right? Maintain a good relationship with your previous manager. Then only you can leave, right? But in case it has happened, you are a hit and run case. Hopefully, I think so. Go back to your manager. Try to get a proper relieving. Apologize him whatever mistake you have done. Try to get a proper relieving. But I don't recommend you any of you doing that, especially working people. Okay. So it may affect in the future. Okay, or it may affect in the document verification. Okay, Aishwarya. Then Mohan is telling, sir, you said ML, full stack, etc., which are not related to embedded. No, new need of included. So, what is the benefit of conducting this kind of masterclass webinar? Is it just to have some kind of knowledge? Absolutely, yes. Right? Okay. These things are to give you an exposure. For example, you take this webinar itself, AI, ML in edge computing, right? That is to give you guys an exposure, right? That is to give you an idea that where the technology is heading. That is, see, by attending this webinar, we don't expect you to get placements. Okay, that's why we make it open. Anybody can attend, right? We talk about open source, we talk about Linux, we talk about electric vehicles, right? We can even talk about blockchain, right? The idea of these webinars are giving you guys a latest tech trends. What is happening in this technology, right? That is to give you guys awareness that these attending these webinars, nobody will get a job. Let me be very clear. Okay, the goal and the purpose of these webinars, I don't know how many of you heard my introductory talk, to give you guys the mentoring and motivation. 2 M's I talk about, right? When somebody comes and shares their experience, you get a real-time mentoring from somebody who's been there, done that. And second thing, because of that, you get motivation. Only for that purpose, the masterclass webinars are conducted. These masterclass webinars are not conducted to get you guys job. To get your job, just do whatever mentors are telling, build on your assignment and projects. Okay, hope that's clear, Mohan, Rohan. So can I apply to embedded system job if I'm doing IoT? Of course, yes. Okay, embedded and IoT again are having a lot of overlaps with each others, right? You can very well apply, no problem. Okay. Sir, can I apply? And then there's a question from Madesha. Sir, I am to MTech 2015 pass out. I have experience letter. I left the company. Is it mandatory to relieving letter? I worked in the maintenance field. See, any sort of letter is okay, Madesha. Some companies call it as experience letter. Some companies will call it as a relieving letter. Yeah, that will vary. But what I'm telling is have some document saying that you work for this so and so company. with respect to your mock interviews, right? You can go through that, then you can start applying. Okay, hope that's clear. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I went into mute. I think I'm back now. Hope you're able to hear me now, all of you. Okay. I think suddenly I don't know why it went into mute, the tool. Okay. All right. So let me see whether any questions are left. Okay. Yeah, some more questions are there. Vignesh is telling, sir, grades of specific module will be used during placements or entire course grades will be considered. See, we primarily consider C module, that is the primary module of consideration, right? They may consider more modules also. Okay. I don't know what is the latest one, but as per my knowledge, the C module marks are the primary, consideration. Sir, I want to visit the Institute for Counseling. I'm an online batch student. Okay. So, Ankush, check with our student success manager, Ms. Kavyasri. And if she's fine, you can come and meet her in the institute. Okay. Typically, she does the counseling. Right. So, IoT engineer can join service-based company like Accenture, TCS. See, again, guys, IoT is a very broad phenomenon. Any technology that you can think can be put under the IoT bucket, right? If you're working on the application side of the IoT, whether you're working in a cloud platform, web application, mobile application, yes, you can be in the company like TCS and Accenture also. But if you're working on the embedded side of the IoT, which is nothing but the IoT device and the IoT gateway, you will be working for the embedded type of company only. Okay, so that's why we call our embedded systems course as a IoT course as an embedded IoT course, because we have a heavy focus on the embedded side. Okay, hope that's clear, Ayaz. Okay. So Sanjana is telling, sir, should we solve problems from lead code chef? You can do that. It will always help you. Okay, because those will always give you competitive problems and it will keep your mind active. It is good to do that. Okay. So Sandeep is telling, let us consider person completed all the modules, but few companies are asking C and modules, C and DS modules only. Is it resume contains only C and DS module, or all modules including is better? Better include all the modules. If you count whatever module you completed, you include all. Okay, hope that's clear. Okay. So Panchavati Hegde is telling, so before emergency, I am attended Continental company. Now possible to attend that company. I think we already cleared, cleared this question multiple times. So please check in your job application. If the company allows, you can attend. We don't have any problem. Some companies will be fine with that, and some company will not be fine with that. Okay. So please watch out the application and take a decision accordingly. Okay. We will get inspiration, sir, says Shivalila. Yeah, that's one idea why, reason why we do the master class. Okay. Okay, voice not audible. I think it's fine. Okay. Sidhu Jaybal is asking, should we submit pay slips also, sir? I guess you are a working professional. You may need to. Okay. If the company asks for it, yes, you need to submit that. Whatever document they ask. That's why I tell working professionals, keep, even freshers also, keep all your documents ready. Okay. They may ask. Working professionals, they may ask. Very well ask. So please be ready with that. Okay. Sir, Shivalila says, whenever I start to talk in English, I suddenly forget the main things that I want to tell. Okay, what's the solution for this? Right, I'll come to that communication skill part. Okay, in the interview facing section, few questions are there. Okay, so Madesha is saying, while answering to my question, it's audio muted. Ayo, is it okay? So Madesha, can you retype your question? I forgot because so many things have gone in the window. Maybe I'll re-answer it once again. Then Sriram is telling, okay, so do they take students as a permanent employee or temporary? Oh, this is another question. Okay. Right. See, if you see even some of the applications also, let us say NXP. Okay. If you see that application, they will say, you employees will be taken for a 1-year contract. Okay. Because you guys are all zooming every application, right? Okay. So then your question may be, sir, what will happen after 1 year? They will send me to home or no, to home or what, right? Okay. So the answer is no. Okay. So some companies, due to certain reasons, again, if I tell that reason, it will take a very long discussion. Okay. Should they hire for a straight away in a permanent role, or should they hire for a contract role? Okay. So there is a reason why they do that. I'll talk about it sometime because it's a very long topic. Okay, the HR topic it becomes, right. But once, as long as you're performing, right, I don't see any student who got, even if you, that is a NXP also. NXP is a typical case we're talking about, right? Maybe Sriram's question is coming from that direction, right? Okay. So, I don't see any student who got relieved after 1 year. Most good number of them get converted as a permanent employee, right? In fact, it happens with companies like L&T also. Okay, it's not a temporary, it's a contract, right? Once you are performing well, they will make you permanent. And as I said, we don't have any history where any student after 6 months, 1 year down the line, they got terminated. Yes, if you're not performing, even if you're a permanent employee, they'll terminate you. Mind you that, right? Hope you're getting my view, right? It's not about permanent, temporary, it's all in paper. If you perform, they'll keep you. If you don't perform, they will fire you. As simple as that. So the point is, perform well, whether it's a temporary, permanent, doesn't matter. You will be made permanent. Because that way, if you call, nothing called permanent in this world, right? Going home, we can, in today evening going home, anything can happen to anyone. That's what it is, right? So Sachin is telling, so listening to you gives much confidence. We should do such workshop in regular interval to maintain consistency and confidence. Yes, Sachin, that's what I try to do in my monthly meetings. We give you updates. 2 days we spend 4 hours answering your questions, right? But unfortunately, what happens every month, I cannot repeat the DISHA workshop because as you see that it takes quite a long time, maybe six days, 5 days. And by the way, I don't see, for me, what need to be delivered, it is there in my mind, but I don't come with a strict timeline. Okay, I keep it open because my idea is not to run through slide. Slide means I will do entire Disha one workshop, 1 hour I'll run and go. That's not a problem, right? From my side. But my idea is to answer all your questions, to my best of my abilities. That's why it takes time, right? So every month taking out time for Disha workshop, that becomes very challenging for me. That's why I do once in a quarter. That also, if you see, right, last month I could not do. I'm supposed to do last month, because of my other commitments, somehow it got slipped. Then I told my this team, don't worry, this time while sending the meeting request itself, put Disha workshop. So that I'll push everything else. In fact, things are piled up for me. Okay, don't believe me. Things are piled up for me this week. My team is very angry with me. They're telling you're not at all to be seen, right? You are busy with your webinars, right? Okay, that's what I try to do more like this, right? One idea is monthly meeting is there. And if you guys want any additional thing, support lines are there. Talk to a student success manager, talk to a placement manager, they will help you. So from my side, the commitment is to bring in not only me or placement manager, student success manager, once in a month, 4 hours we meet. That itself is a very good, I would say, latest updates and discussions happen. Over and above, if anything is there, we are there. Feel free to reach out. Okay. But doing Disha workshop every month, becomes quite difficult for me. Believe me. My team is very angry with me for the last 2-3 days. This week especially, right? Yeah, contract basis. Yeah, I think I discussed about that. Harshita is asking if a student applied for one company, then he cannot apply for the same company again. I think I already answered this. Depends on the company. Okay. When a company asks about 30 student, okay, those only from my batch or from all the batches. See, they don't care about any batch, Sahil. Right? They don't care whether you are from batch A, batch B, online student, offline student, the evening student, day student. They don't care. Okay. They see 30 students from Immersi. That's all. There is no, they don't even want to know. They don't care which batch you are from. They will give a skill set. They will give a short list. If you can perform, they will take you. As simple as that. Okay. Uh, because of it, don't put too much noodles in your head. Oh, evening batch people are getting more chances. Offline people are. There was a question sometime back. People said, right, sir, offline people I'm seeing getting more placed. Okay. I said, how do you know? So I'm seeing all Instagram posts. I'm doing analysis. I said, this much analysis you put in your course, you'll get placed. Do that for God's sake, right? So don't get into all those unnecessary noodles. This batch, that batch, online batch, evening batch. That much analysis put in your course. That effort you put in your course, you'll get placed. Okay. If at all somebody need to worry, we will need to worry, right? In terms of bringing companies and anything, companies don't care. Okay. All they look for is the real skill set. They don't care about which batch. Okay. Okay. Akshata has written a very big question. Let me read it. I worked in a company as a market research data analyst. I left that company working for 7 months because of the software they were using in that company. They were only using their company related software, which does not have any scope outside the company. So I left without getting, 1 second, without getting relieving letter because they're asking me to pay the bond money of 80K. How can I get out of the situation? Will it affect me getting placement? Yes, right. You have done a kukarma. right? You've done a bad deal. You should not have done that. Okay. Whatever may be the reason, right? Whether you do proprietary software, I don't want to buy it, first of all. Okay. Whatever you are telling, because I need to listen to the other side also to, conclude the reality, right? I don't want to buy whatever you are telling straight away, Akshata. But whatever it may be, you should not have left based on the hit and run case. Okay. And even if you leave, you should have paid that particular bond amount, get a proper relieving. You should not have done that. It's a very bad behavior on all of you, I'm telling you. Any working professional, and even you are a fresher, you are listening to this particular video, particular webinar. When you start working on your first job, please ensure when you're leaving the company, leave it on a good note. Don't run away overnight, breaking the bond, not transitioning the proper work properly, right? Don't do that. That's not a good practice at all. Yeah, I've been telling it multiple times, right? If you've done that already, I would say you've done a bad thing. Now, what to do now? Try to go back to your supervisors and try to get a certificate. At least you pay the bond amount and try to get the certificate or the relieving letter. Okay. Will it affect? It may affect. Who knows, right? Because you'll mention, no, I said 6 months, or you need to hide that completely. Okay. Or you need to hide that completely. Again, it goes against whatever we discussed so many days, right? Truth, integrity, right? Honesty is the best thing that we've been discussing, right? So it goes again whatever we discuss. So I leave it up to you, Akshata. Okay, but it's not good. Okay, uh, you know, Irshan is saying government job nahi hai, काम नहीं करने से company निकाल देगा. That's correct. Even government companies, guys, you guys think that government job means permanent. No, please don't get into that, mindset. Okay, please don't be in that mindset. Any organization today, if you're not performing, they will terminate you. As simple as that. Okay. Okay. Even government organizations, they're getting competitive, right? Okay. Yeah, Madesha has put his question again. I think due to mute, he could not listen. Sir, I'm MTech 2015 password. I have experience letter. If I let the company, is it mandatory to get a relieving letter? I worked in maintenance field. I think I already answered Madesha. Any one letter is okay. See, again, some company will call it as relieving letter. Some will say experience letter. Whatever it is, you have some letter, no? I'm fine with that. You don't need to bother much. Okay. Only hit and run case people should bother. Okay. Uh, So what is the difference between embedded systems and IoT? Ramya, that's a long explanation, Ramya. If you start doing that, it will go for 1 hour. Okay, probably we'll discuss it offline, right? Okay. So even if we hide by UAN, company will come to know. That's what I'm saying, right? These days, a lot of checks and balances are coming in, right? Where the PF account you would have created in the previous, that's what I think Parvati is telling, right? UAN means a unified account number for PF, I guess, right? So with that, you can figure it out. And when you move from one company to another company, you need to carry that number forward. Okay? That's what I'm telling you from the beginning. Please don't leave your company on a bad note. Leave it in a good note. Even if you don't like, they're giving you a job, do it properly. Sign off on a good note. Okay? Don't leave it on a bad, bitter note, right? Parvati is saying nowadays we can't lie and hide the truth. Perfect. Okay. Parvati sums up whatever I told so far, right? Then Ashwini is telling, I think there are few rules by government of India that specify that bonded labor is not allowed. Maybe read on that and talk to them. Maybe. See, my point is again, if you are going and read in the government rules and regulations, then probably in that case you need to take a lawyer, then go and talk to the company, then you need to file a lawsuit against the company. Right? Why you want to get into all those things? Right? Okay, there are a lot of talks about bond going on, right? Bond is not legal, bond is legal. Forget about all these things. Taking a legal route and all. Many times people come and tell, we'll take a legal route, as if you all have the time. Do you bother about your career or do you bother about taking a legal route, right? Just don't get into all these things, right? Go and talk to them on a personal note. Okay, convince them and then apologize them whatever the bad. You've done a bad thing. Please understand that. If you are having a band, if you run away from the company, you've done a bad thing. Apologize that. Okay, don't try to justify that. Okay. Okay. Shivalila saying, sir, example, sir, I was working in ISRO for contract basis. It's not permanent. Yeah. See, defense organizations will work like that, Shivalila, right? And in fact, they keep people in contract for a long period of time. They will never make them permanent, right? Private sector doesn't work like that. You don't need to compare this contract with that contract. I get where your question is coming from. Even if you see a company in our placement saying that it is contract role, don't bother. feel free to apply. We have not come across any single case where because of this somebody got terminated, etc. No. Right? Otherwise, why will allow that company next time? Right? Don't bother. There are certain reasons why they hire it as a contract, especially I'm telling you, NXP. Right? That's why they keep it at 8.9 lakhs. Permanent roles they start at 13.5 lakhs. Right? I think in this month only I showed you. We saw 8.5 also 13.5, whatever. Right? 8 and 13 numbers. You guys know the decimal numbers better than me. Right? Okay. So that's what it is. But based on our history, so many people we place, I would say that pretty much all of them get converted into the permanent role, or in worst case, they may extend the contract. But the determining factor, please believe me, it is your performance. I have seen some students where in the third month itself, they moved on to permanent role. From 8 lakh to they jumped to 13 lakhs in the third month, fourth month. And some of them, 1 year they took, they could not perform, then the contract got extended, then later they got permanent. Performance is the key. Okay, don't get into all these, temporary, permanent contract and all. Okay. In bond period, company include training period or not? It depends on the company, Ankush. Right? Some company may include, some may not include. So you will read through the bond document to whatever the company is giving. Okay. Panchavati is telling passport is compulsory for the MNC. Who told Panchavati all these things? Right? Passport, Aadhaar, driving license. Don't bother. Apply. Okay. As if they give you a morning job and evening they'll tell go to Bangalore International Airport, fly for US, right? Nobody's going to do that. Okay. Again, I'm telling that all wrong. Somebody, given you guys. Yesterday I was giving this internship, this thing, for the internship students, I was taking a resume preparation workshop. One student, I think good number of students started telling me this, right? Sir, we were being giving a wrong information about resume writing. Okay. Whatever you are telling, right? If you see him, right, I'm just taking a gun and breaking all the myths. Right, then he asked, why you guys are finding it so different? They said, sir, we are giving wrong information. Somebody told me in my college, one of the professor told me that extracurricular is important, then only company will give a job. Right? Guys, do you agree with me? Do you also get a wrong orientation in your college? Whatever, we are talking in the past 2.5 days. Do you agree with me? Ishan is telling yes. Rajeshwari is telling yes. Vishnu is telling yes. Then only I realized I should ask you guys today this question, right? पूरा गलत orientation में है, okay? This all these things, right? Extracurricular activity, this, that, and I'm telling shoot everything down, skills and projects only, right? Okay, that's why this question coming from. Should I have a passport to apply for an MNC company? Who told, Baba? Okay, who told? Okay, otherwise we'll tell in our placement application, right? That itself says somebody told that statement. Who is that somebody? Right? And Rajeshwar is saying complete life we are believing in myths. That's my unfortunate, sad story which I learned yesterday evening. The interns are telling me, sir, you are breaking everything, whatever we know about resume, you are breaking everything. Taka, 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 like a one bomb blast after bomb blast I'm doing. Right? Now only we are realizing, sir, thank you very much. At least we learned in third year itself, so that we prepare. Okay. They've been given a wrong orientation. Okay. I don't know who is orienting them. Seniors are orienting them. Neighbors are orienting them. Professors are orienting them. Training and placement officers are orienting them. I don't know. I don't want to get into that also. Okay. I'm happy that, all of you also, mm, coming to this particular thing, right? Okay, great. Let me go up. I have one question. I'm actually from mechatronics engineering, and engineering studied electronic subject more than mechanical subject as per VT. So while placement team forwarding our resume, the companies, it's possible to mention that these branches students are applied in description because so many companies thought we haven't studied electronic subjects in our syllabus. I faced these issues while attending offline interview before joining emergency. If placement team mention it too, it might be useful for companies like shortlisting. See, Sandeep, right? I agree. If you're applying in an open job market, these type of things do happen. Okay. And when it comes to emergency, as I already told you multiple times, we go beyond even mechatronics. We even go for mechanical, civil. We are able to place as students in core companies, right? Typically talking about mechatronics, we even had students who studied biomedical engineering or bioelectronics or some of the similar type of branches are there, right? Okay. You don't need to worry about this at all. We are clear about your branch, and all the companies are clear about this particular branch. And based on my knowledge, I can dig out more data if you want. Based on my knowledge, we have placed mechatronics engineers in companies like NXP. Okay, we have placed mechatronics engineers in company like NXP because we have a clear idea. Companies whom we work with have a clear idea that when you say mechatronics, it's more electronics than mechanical. And even we are placing mechanical only. We are bothered about, right? I understand these type of what do you call uh, uh, past learning where somebody misunderstands mechatronics as a mechanical could be there. But in our placement system, we are very clear. Companies are very clear. We are already in the common understanding. So there is nothing extra to mention there. Okay. And mechatronics engineers themselves, we are placed in company like NXP. Okay. So please take inspiration from them rather than those companies who got confused with mechanical and mechatronics, right? We are placing mechanical engineers, civil engineers, right? Okay. I'm telling you, mechatronics engineer we placed in NXP itself. I don't remember the student data. Some months back I showed in the monthly meeting. Okay. But I clearly remember that. Hope that's clear, Sandeep. No need to do any extra work. We are already in the same page. Okay. Then there's a question from Panchavati again. Before placement mock test or interview for placement eligibility, yes, we are introducing that. Okay. We were having the policy. Now we are implementing that rather than introducing. Right. Sorry to use the wrong word. Right. To ensure that you guys prepare well. Okay. Performance means exactly what I don't know in your work, whatever the duties that is given to you, whatever the responsibilities your manager is given to you, how well you are performing. What is your output? Are you completing your output on time? Is your output is of good quality, right? Are you able to work independently? Can you collaborate with other team members? Are you taking initiatives, right? These are all the factors in which they measure your performance. Okay. Yeah, biomedical engineering, yeah, Ashwini is telling. Now, sir, now Qualcomm give 10 LP. Is it for contract? Muhammad Irshan, as again I'm telling you, please start spending your time on useful things here. Okay, don't do this analysis paralysis. Okay, why are you bothered? So we put the 10 lakh rupees because it's an old application. We just that old data is there. Okay, is anywhere mentioned it is contract? Right. This is exactly what I don't want you people to do. Okay, we are showing as showcasing that every student who is getting placed in Qualcomm is going more than 22 lakhs or whatever the particular number. Why again apply logic in unwanted area? Please, come out of this start process. I'm quite unhappy with such questions. Okay, dimag jidhar apply karna udhar karo na. Okay, go and apply in all Zoom class like you guys, applying in your placement application. Don't do that, right? Okay, wherever you applied, wherever is required, you apply that. Okay, and I'm telling you, because of it is permanent or contract or permanent, there is no issue. Believe me, Otherwise, do you think those students will be sitting quiet? Imagine. See, I tell very, very simple way. Let me be very honest and very candid with you guys. Okay, you guys see all our reviews, be it Google, be it Quora, any other platform, right? Imagine we placed 20 students in NXP. They were given for 1 year contract, right? Okay. Imagine 10 of them in 3 months they got laid off. And they come back and ask us saying that, hey, 3 months. And we also say, what, nothing doing placement department, we cannot do anything if we close it. Do you think that 10 students will keep quiet? Whatever social media today available in your hand, you will go on, bad mouth about emergency like anything, right? Okay. Just think about it now. Today's world, nobody cannot hide anything. We cannot run away. Okay. So my request to all of you is that please come out of all these things. Lot of negativity I'm seeing. Lot of doubt. Please note, by asking this question, you are doubting yourself and you are preventing yourself getting into these premium companies. Okay. Rather spend your time in productive things. What is more important to you? Have you cleared your mock interview? What is your mock interview score? Have you cleared your placement eligibility? What is your score? How many projects you completed? Am I going to write the resume? Whatever is being discussed, that should be your focus. Okay, don't take Zoom glass. And there's a saying, no, when somebody is having a hammer in the hand, the whole room looks like nails, right? You start discovering unnecessary problems. Please come out of that. Okay. So, sir, online test format of Honeywell L&T that will come in a, specific this thing. Okay. Specific company specific groups it will come. Okay, just watch out for the Sanjana. Once those students get shortlisted, right, it will come in the in that particular WhatsApp group, they will, they will discuss that. Okay. Rajeshwari Gutala sir, sir, I didn't receive my answer, which I asked in first day of monthly placement meeting, which you said you will get a personal reply. Yes, I am aware of that, Rajeshwari. Since it was a little personal question that you put, I don't want to discuss in an open forum, right? I already framed, I already told my team to, frame a reply and keep it. I think they keep it ready. I'll also discuss with them. Please be rest assured, as I said, I've been really busy, continuously back to back. I'm running webinars. Already it's there in my note also written. Please be rest assured that you will get reply. Okay, give us some time. Maybe at least give us till this weekend. Today is Wednesday, no? By maximum by Friday or Saturday, you will get reply. But only thing, since you put it, but I don't want to flash it in the PPT. I hope you can also agree to my, reason why I'm not flashing. Okay, in the public. Let us not do that. Okay? I want to respect your privacy. That's why. Basam Madhumohan is saying you perform well 100%, they will continue as an employee. Absolutely. You focus on your performance, rest all will come to you. Okay. Be freshers company will be training before alert project. Yes, they will give you on the job training. So where do we get recorded video of this workshop? We put it in LMS, right? So we'll be doing any project related to biomedical which can help us to apply medical device company. Not necessarily, Ashwini, because our course is a vertical independent course. It is not necessary that you need to be doing only in the medical electronics. So our project is in such a way that any vertical company should be able to get a job. So that way there is no specific vertical specific thing like medical or something like that. Whatever is given, do that. So do you have a broader job opportunities beyond medical? Okay. So first two records are not yet updated. Sachin, give some time, Sachin. Okay. As I said, no, we are busy. My team is busy. And also what I'm telling my team is do some minor edits because when you start, we discuss about some cricket, weather and all right. I'm asking my team to cut it. They take some time. But be rest assured that the entire content, whatever we discussed, will come to you. Okay. Then, sir, I'm 2019 passed out, having 2 years of experience. Since I'm not confident, I think we already discussed about it. Okay, at least you can mention briefly, Navishri. Maybe I was on mute. That's why do that, right? Sir, like NXP premium company, first taking aptitude test, next technical interview. Yes, it depends on the company. Sometimes they take tests, sometimes they don't take test. Any company for that matter, right? And it may vary from team to team also. My point is be prepared for anything. Don't go and tell the company that don't take me written test, only take me direct interview, because indirectly what Panchavati is telling, right? Can you avoid the written test, right? I tell people, right, when you're going and playing in a game, right? Okay, you need to be prepared for all type of balls that the bowler will bowl at you. Suppose I'm a batsman, I'm going and facing Bumrah. Can you tell Bumrah, hey Bumrah, don't put Yarkar, yaar, I cannot play. Or only put full toss so that I hit sixer, right? Can you do that, right? You cannot do that. You need to be prepared for everything, be it written test, technical, final year project, previous company project, everything you should prepare and go. Then only you can win. In spite of that, also you may not get selected, right? That's what it's all about. So prepared for everything. Okay. So 2 projects is compulsory from emergency. I would say 7 to 8 projects throughout the course, but at least in every module do 1 to 2 projects. That is our recommendation. Okay. Sairam Tota says, I'm not aware of service-based company and product-based company. Can you please explain which type of companies we have, right? Okay, so fine. So service-based or product-based, Sriram, it's more of a business model. Okay. Whether you are, suppose let us say, for example, some companies working on a contract-based, right? Let us say, for example, Wipro, Infosys, they're all service-based companies. So what they do, they go and get a project from the client, they work on it, they deliver, for which they'll charge. It's more of so many human resources I have, how many will be the billing per person, like that, right? That's what you call service model. It's a business model. Product company means the company is building the entire device by its own employees, right? For example, OnePlus is that they'll build the entire hardware and software by themselves, right? That's more of a business model difference. But as far as you are concerned, you don't need to bother much about it. That's why I told you in multiple times that even service companies come to our campus, come to our placement. Let us say Tech Mahindra, L&T, HCL, right? Wipro, right? Even today we talked about Mindtree. Again, Mindtree is again acquired by L&T, right? All these companies, when they come and talk to us, they are recruiting for their embedded team only. Even though, when I say HCL does everything. HCL does even customer support, right? But when they come and talk to us, they are hiring for our embedded jobs only. So don't need to bother. So whether it's a service company, product company, mid-sized company, startup company, that's a business model. How the company is operating as a business. Probably you can build a knowledge once you grow up, once you get more experience, right? But as far as you are concerned, when you are getting a first job, what matters to you is that what job my manager will give it to me, right? Is it a core job or non-core job, right? All the companies, even though they are service-based companies, are coming and recruiting from us for a core job only. Okay, so you don't need to bother much about it. Is it clear, Sriram Tota? Lot of questions today. I didn't expect this. Great. I thought I will be able to finish today the entire DISHA. Doesn't even getting close. Definitely we need to come and meet tomorrow. Right? No, but no worries. As I said, right, I can finish the entire slide in 1 hour. That's not my goal. My goal is to ensure that all your questions are answered. Right? As a fresher, we mainly focus on C and project. That is enough, sir. Panchavati, focus on the entire course. Okay. Again, you are taking all shortcuts. Only this module. You are indirectly you are attacking immersive course like how you prepared your college exam. Ignore this chapter. Refer this 4-year question paper. Ignore this particular lesson. It won't come this year because last year they asked. Right? Study this particular notes. You are taking a minimalistic approach. So please don't apply that same for immersive course. Okay, whatever they're teaching, you're supposed to learn from A to Z. Don't try to ignore. This is not your college exam. Okay, your questions are all leading towards that. Will they ask, can I ignore the written test? Okay, can I ignore this? Can I ignore this module? Can I only study? Will this will help me, right? Don't do that. Okay, focus on everything. Then only things will come to you. Okay, all right. We are around 6:30 now, but at least today I don't have the internship webinar. We can go till 7 p.m. right? Okay, so I have at least another half an hour left with me. But before I move on to the next section, with that we are kind of closing our resume preparation workshop, right? We are moving on to the interview preparation section right now. But I just want to pause here and check how are you finding now so far. Are you getting better clarity? I know, because you see, right, the discussion, I'm very surprised and I'm really appreciating the question came from so many directions today, right? I'm very happy, but I hope in some of the questions I've been a little harsh on you, just to correct you, just to correct your mindset. Don't take it personally, right? Okay, that's not the idea, because the thought process is not wrong, not correct, right? Just come out of that. Okay, so can I get some responses? How are you finding so far? Got more clarity, feeling great, right? And then Ramya is telling, sir, I completed CS engineering 2015. Do we need to prepare for all subjects? Not necessarily. Okay, prepare well whatever is there in our emerging course, more than enough. Okay. So before I move on to the interview section, can I get some responses? How are you finding it so far? Resume writing. Any links to build our resume, sir? Are we searching Google? See, Panchavati, I will not answer your question anymore. All your Ramayana you heard, and then again you are coming and telling me search in Google. Okay. Sachin is telling wonderful, really appreciable, sir, about resume. I attended so many resume building classes. I can truly say this was the best. Says Sriram Tota. Thank you. Very good going, sir. Okay. Can I get some resume, some more resume? So, sorry, some more resume, some more responses. Ishan is telling good, sir. Okay. Any more responses? Are you able to connect whatever is being discussed so far? Great experience, says Utsava. SR good, says Anjana. Wonderful, sir, says Prashant. Very useful, says Mohan. Sandeep says, yes, sir, nice, sir. Feel motivating, says Ankush. Feeling more focused now, says Shubham. Clear mind about building resume, says Mohammed Parvez. Okay, Yogesh is telling, yes, sir. Okay, great. So now let us, close our resume preparation and we'll move on to the interview. Okay. So I told you guys, before we talk about, the what do you call interview preparation, I told that to take this particular, test, right? I gave you guys one particular test, and then I told you to share the score. Anyways, I'll take the score. Give me a minute, right? So before I get into the asking about your score, right? Let me tell you why I asked you to take the question, right? from the beginning, many of you are asking me a lot of questions, right? And many times I wonder, right? Have you spent some time in understanding who you are? Okay. Anyway, the interview factor, I'll come to that. Okay. Have you spent how much ever, because especially in India, what happens is we are always focused on others' problems. We're always there, this, that, this. We're always there. Look at that guy, he got that job, right? Unnecessarily taking some zoom lens and doing some unnecessary stuff, right? We're really not spend time to understand who you are, right? So that's the spirit in which I ask you to take that particular test, right? So before I get into that particular test, let me explain this particular diagram in this particular screen, right? Before we get into facing interviews, right? So we are getting into the facing interview section. So before that, right? Let us understand ourselves. Okay. So if you studied biology, right, in your +2, some of you might have studied biology, right? So you would have studied about human brain, and human brain is one of the most complicated machinery that ever been invented, right? And there are a lot of components there in our brain. But at a high level, your brain can be divided into the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere, or left side of the brain or the right side of the brain. So this portion of the brain is responsible for certain functionalities. For example, if you take this particular left side of the brain, it is responsible for anything related to analysis, logic, puzzle, facts, mathematics, symbols, problem solving, logical things. I would say, this is more to do with your engineering aspects or the technical aspects. Or you can also say, more of a geek mindset. Okay. Somebody you may see, right, among your friends, you may find, hey, he's a very geeky guy. Okay. Everything he's like analyzing a lot of things, right? This is what people call as a geek. Okay. And the right side of the brain is responsible for a different set of responsibilities where it is all about relationships, color, imagination, intuition, arts, any creative stuff, painting, writing, music, things related with human to human relationship, understanding emotions, colors, right, video, audio, all those type of things come under the right side of the brain. Okay. So this is where, you will find some of your friends, you will find some of your, or yourself, what, I'm a very creative person. Okay. Very, very creative person. Or you may find somebody is highly emotional person, wo thoda pighal jayega, because he's very, human centric, so he's very emotional person. Some of you may be like this, right? Or some of you may be telling, right, for example, some kind of a wow feeling, wow, what a wonderful, music is produced, what a wonderful painting is created, okay, and what a wonderful dance performance that she has given, and what a wonderful mimicry that somebody is doing. Look at the sense of humor this particular person has, right? I'm sure you would have made these statements to yourself or to your friends, okay, or your family, whatever may be people, right? So now this human brain, right, whenever we talk about left brain and right brain, any one portion of the brain will be dominant than the other brain. That is how we are made, right? Okay. Very hardly we'll see 50-50, right? For example, let us take a person who is having a 61% in the right brain and then 39% in the left brain. Or other person can be there 70% in the left brain, 30% in the right brain. Okay. So this is the kind of some numbers what you would have got when you taken your test yesterday. Okay. Okay. So may I request now all of you to go and share your left and right brain scores, right? I will not read names. I'll just, go through some number 50-50, 51-42, 53-47, 25-75, 49-51, 50-50. Wow, great. Really great to see somebody 50-50, 46-54, 63-37. By the way, there's nothing right and nothing wrong. Somebody telling 50. I don't know 50-50 people whether you really taken your test or chumma you don't tell me, right? 69-31, 67-33, 81-19, 53-47, 66, 34, 65, 49. Array, Sahil, if you add up, it is not coming out to be 100, man. It's coming out 104. Type the right number. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to take. Okay. 32, 68, 44, 56. Lot of permutation and combination, right? Okay. Whatever it is, I'm still flooded with lot of numbers, right? Okay. Okay. What I'm trying to say here is, right? So let me take two people as an example, right? And then you will be able to relate to it, whatever I'm saying, right? Suppose you are sitting in immersive class, okay, immersive online class, let us say, and the mentor is teaching you a programming, a hardcore programming subject, right? Okay. You know that you want to get into core job, and in order to get into core job, you need to learn good amount of C programming, right? And the mentor is teaching you a, let us say, pointer programming, star star plus plus, a complex code he or she is teaching. Okay. And you may be seeing online, I'm not sure how many you will be able to observe, right? At least for offline student will be able to relate, but online also to some extent you will be able to relate, where some students, when they're sitting in the coding class, okay, some students were sitting in the coding class, whenever some coding exercise is given, or when they are giving assignments to you, or when you are coding your own projects, right, you feel very ease at yourself. Okay, the code comes to you very easily. Taka, 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 you're able to type the code. Okay. The compiling the code looks like a fun for you, and debugging the problem is where you really have a lot of fun, lot of enjoyment in doing the debugging the code, right? That is what some may be feeling. Okay. On the contrary, some of them may be feeling very difficult with the coding class. Oh my god, okay, how much ever I try, I'm not getting my code right. Okay, how much ever I try, I keep getting the compilation error, I'm not having where to debug the source code. And you call that guy, he will straight away, look at the line number 4, tuck, you change, output comes. Okay. So do you see yourself and your friends with whatever I'm making the statement today? I'm talking about simple C programming class, and let us say slightly complicated you know, topic about pointers, right? Or for example, right? So do you see what I'm saying? Do you feel at ease? Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you feel you are at ease in the programming class, or you're finding it hard in the programming class? I'm talking about put your hand into your heart and answer me, right? You don't need to give me a what do you call sophisticated answer. I'm feeling very comfortable. Somebody may be telling, right? But somebody may be feeling programming, sir, both mushkil hai, sir. Okay, somebody is telling middle also. Okay, okay. So you can see here, Rajeshwari is telling hard. Okay, yes, sir. Something they tell about logic means we'll get uncomfortable, right? And good number of you that are telling I'm struggling, I'm finding it hard. Whereas some of them are telling I'm really enjoying. Okay, sometimes easy, sometimes hard, little people are there. Okay, balance, some of them are telling moderate, getting it right, sometimes very easily, sometimes it's hard, right? So you're all having your own spectrum. But let me take two extreme examples, right, so that you'll be able to connect what I'm talking about, right? Somebody will be grasp a coding concept means, okay, uh, you know somebody, even though our mentors are there, they will make sure that they're there, right? Somebody's like, I'm finding very hard with this coding. Mean to say what? Their left brain will be having a lesser score than the right brain score. Okay. Mean to say what? These type of people are more creative people, but they're being forced to do something logic, programming, coding. But the people who are finding hard in programming, whom are told, I'm finding very hard in my programming class. If you go and check, you'll have definitely some creative element with you, right? You are good in poems, you're writing some novels, or rather you are good in singing, dancing, writing blogs, composing music. Something maybe will be coming to you where when you start doing those activities, right, you will find really comfortable doing that. Okay. On the contrary, people who came and told me that I'm very comfortable with programming may finding it very hard when dealing with human beings emotions, creativity. They something may not come. You go and tell them, right, hey, go and talk in front of 50 people, they may find it difficult. They feel that, oh my God, how do I express myself, right? I'm not expressive enough, right? Or they will say, okay, can you go and make this particular drawing? They may find it hard to do the drawing. Okay, okay. Can you relate whatever I'm saying? Can you get some responses? People who are finding very hard with programming will find hard to with the creativity side, and people who are very creative, and you can also cross check with the scores that you got. If you got a higher score in your right side, that means you are a creative person. The creative side will come with you much easily than the, you know, than the logical side. Okay, and some of them are in between, right? Some of them are in between. Some of them are thoda idhar bhi hu sa, thoda udhar bhi hu sa. That is also fine. Okay, but I'm not talking about those. I'm telling an extreme example so that you can relate. You can relate to the concept what I'm trying to put it across. Okay, and what generally they say is, okay, what generally they say is, if you, okay, um, if you are choosing your profession, if you are choosing your job which matches to your natural strength, right, you will excel because it naturally comes to you. You don't need to put effort in it, right? You don't need to put effort in it. It comes naturally. Suppose you are already scoring high in your left brain, right? And you know, and then the programming comes naturally to you. Okay, so you don't need to bother. Technical job will automatically come to you with ease, right? Whereas some of you need to really work hard. 100 lines program writing means you need to work really hard. Okay, for them maybe they need to explore on the creative side. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, okay, we all are individuals. We have our own strengths and our own weaknesses. Okay, we have our own weaknesses, right? What I'm trying to say is, and each of us are unique. Okay, what comes applies to one person, you know, will not applicable for another person. Okay, but if you choose a profession which comes naturally to you, you will excel, right? There are ample number of examples are there. Okay, I don't need to go that far, right? If you look at the entire movie of Three Idiots, right, the base is nothing but what I'm talking about. Do you agree with me, right? Okay, if you remember that particular one night where Amir Khan, Madhavan and with the other actor, I forgot his name, right? Three of them will be sitting and they Raju, right? They'll be sitting and taking alcohol. He'll be telling them, right? मैं क्यों top करता हूँ? Because मशीनों से मुझे प्यार है, right? I love machines. And then he makes fun of Madhavan, right? Okay, look at what you are doing. You love animals, but you are you are doing engineering. You are not doing engineering because it comes to you naturally, right? Your wildlife photography is what comes to you naturally. By the way, all the photographers, all the reel makers, they're all right brain people. Okay, but fortunately or unfortunately, due to many reasons, we don't spend time, okay, in even thinking about what we are discussing today. Okay, whenever I'm talking this particular topic, okay, I'm pretty sure majority of you realizing this is for the first time. Can you get some responses? You're hearing some discussion like this for the first time. You'd have heard many things, but something like this, right? Probably for the first time you are agreeing, coming across. Do you agree with me? He's right. So many S's are coming, right? Because the problem is we never put a heart in your hand, hand into your heart and say, what is who I am? What comes naturally to me? Okay, because we are always bothered about that. Why you did engineering? My elder brother did engineering. Recently, I was talking with one particular person. He said, "Why you did engineering? My elder brother, sister, both are did engineering, so I did engineering." Right? But what are you good at? I'm good at painting. That's why you see, right? I struggled 4 years. Somehow, kuch to mehnat karke I passed my engineering. But engineering is not my cup of tea. And that's why some people break their shackles, and then even though they work for some years and other things, eventually though they go and become a YouTubers, right? Because they're very so creative people. Unfortunately, they put into a technical job, right? But they hate it. They cannot grow well in that, right? Even if you are, it's the same thing, right? You make Jasprit Bumrah as your opening batsman. You make Rohit Sharma to be a strike bowler, right? It doesn't work out. Or if you want to go a little older players, make Harbhajan Singh as the opening batsman and then make Sachin Tendulkar as the bowler, right? Of course, each of them can bat and bowl. I'm not saying one brain will not work completely, right? I'm not telling that. Sachin Tendulkar also can bowl. That's why somebody saying I'm here and there, sir, right? Okay, probably like people like Hardik Pandya, Jadeja can do both, right? I'm not debating that, right? But where exactly is your strengths are? Okay, that's very important to realize that. Okay, and if you are finding programming is very, very hard. I should not know. I tell in embedded system workshop, this DISHA workshop, right? Okay. Sometimes, go back and think where your strengths are. Are you spending time in a particular area which is not where not your strength lies? Think about it. But don't go and tell your father and mother, sir, father, papa, dekho, took this right brain test. I scored 80 in my right brain, 20 in my left brain. I'm a creative person. My mentor, Jayakumar sir, told creative people to be doing creative job. Kal say engineering band, embedded system band. I'm going to become a YouTuber from tomorrow. Don't do this. Your parents will chase me. They'll come to my office. They'll beat me. To me, right? They'll beat you. So don't do that. Okay, you don't need to. My idea was putting across this is not to saying that tomorrow onwards sub band, embedded system band, IoT band, right? Okay, so I'm not saying that, but all I'm asking you that have you ever spent time for yourself? Have you ever tried to understand who you are and where your strengths are? And believe me, this particular score, okay, this particular score, whatever you got, right, gives you some indication about who you are. 100% nobody can define. No test will give you this is what you are, right? It will not give you, right? But my point, my request to all of you today is that, maybe tomorrow I'll check with all of you, right? At least today after the university, in another 10 minutes, we'll wind up, right? Okay. Today, go back, go have nice dinner, go back and sit in a quiet place. Okay. Think about what I'm telling now. Okay. At least for half an hour, right? Think about this question, who I am. What is this right brain? What is it? So far, what type of a person I've been? What journey that I come across? Okay. What and all activities I find comfortable with? What and all activities I find uncomfortable with? Anyway, there is this particular picture also in front of you, right? Just think. Okay. So what is that I am trying to do, right? Do some self-analysis. Okay. That will give you a lot of insight about yourself and how you wanted to move on your career as we move forward. And by the way, if I tell this, you will be really surprised. Earlier, we used to work very closely with students. Okay. We have seen some three idiot stories in Immersi also. For example, one student, very smart left brain student, fantastic in coding. If coding used to come to him just like a cup of water. Taka, 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 he will type. But if you ask his engineering degree, he scored 50%, 45%. He had about 8 backlogs, etc. Okay. So why? Because he hated writing the exams and don't Jackie, why will somebody write so many pages, etc. Right? But he was a fantastic coder. Similarly, I had another student, okay, who was an MTech in VLSI and embedded systems, who used to struggle with coding. She came and told, sir, I'm struggling with my coding. What should I do? I said, try, go and try once more. Sit in the C programming class once more and then try. Maybe give more time, and then try. She said, come back. She again came back after 2 months and then said, sir, it's not working out for me, sir. Coding is not my cup of tea. Then knowing that person, I said, hey, you seem to be more of a right brain person, right? Why are you trying to get into this, right? Then she said, sir, I know what you're talking about. Okay. I told this to my parents long time back. They said, you know what? Your elder sister, she was a third sister in the family, third daughter in the family. Two sisters in the family are doctors. So you should become an engineer. That's why they brought me up. 4 years of engineering, I somehow scraped through. I did not get a job, right? Okay. And then I waited for an year. Then I did an MTech in wireless embedded systems. But still, I believe that okay, I'm not cut out to do engineering, right? Then I said, what else to do, right? She said, sir, I know there is one job has come up where they're recruiting for HR people. HR people means what? All about right side, right? I said, go ahead and apply. Next day she came and said, you know what, sir? First job she applied, she got selected. Imagine, she's a MTech in VLSI and embedded systems, and she got selected as a HR. And she was thrilled. She said, sir, I really, really love whatever I got. Okay, I really wanted to pursue this particular career. Then what what should I do now? Okay, if I go and tell my father no, he will take one big stick and beat me. Then again the same American dialogue, whatever he said, right? This is your moment. It is your moment to go and convince your father or mother, right? And if you explain them in the right way, they will understand. Because every father want or mother want their son or daughter to do well. Okay, you don't believe me? These are all real 3 day stories happening in immersive. Right? Earlier, I used to work very closely with students. This time, I moved on, and we have big team and all. Right? She went and convinced. And today, if you ask me, she's one of the most successful HR professionals and working for one of the top-notch embedded company only. But she's doing an HR job. She's done phenomenally well. She's growing her career very well. Okay, I'll not take the name and company name. Okay, but these type of things happen. On the contrary, our 55% guy with 12 supplementary, fantastic coding skills. I told him, Baba, you are superb, you are. Okay. Somehow, my heart jodta I went and told him, right, I really request you, kuch to karke supplementary clear kar do, I'll place you. Because supplementary companies won't allow, right? And this guy said, okay, sir, I will try. 8 supplementaries. He's writing 8, passing in 2, failing in 4. Okay, so passing in 4, failing in 4. Again, waited for another 2-3 months, right? And that also used to be Kerala University. They take long time to declare results, right? Again, 4 papers cleared, 2, like a binary circuit, Ada clear, Ada fail, Ada clear. Finally, 2 paper, 1 clear, 1 fail. Like that, almost 8 to 10 months to clear all the papers. In the meantime, this guy has built 12 to 15 projects in his resume. You guys are talking about 4 projects, right? He built 12 to 15 projects based on, I think voice is lagging. Let me go off the video, right? 12 to 15 projects is built. And then it was the time, right? He went and attended the first technical interview. He got a very good core job with a very good salary, even though he had 8 supplementaries, right? In the college, they would have literally ruled out, Arey yaar, tumhara 8 supplementary hai, tum engineering ke layak nahi ho, right? You are not fit to do engineering, right? But we identify that strength, right? And then we could spot out where he or she should be going, right? So the point I'm sharing this particular case study of somebody who is an MTech in VLSI design and embedded system became a HR. Somebody is having an 8 supplementaries in engineering, became a fantastic IoT engineer, and he has got promotion and all. Okay. So the point I'm saying is identify who you are. Okay. As I said, can I take a request from all of you today evening or today night? Finish your dinner. You're staying with your parents, PG, hostel, wherever you are. Go and spend at least half an hour. Take a notebook, peacefully sit, think who you are, what is my strengths are, what doesn't, if you ask me, I can very well comfortably tell about myself, right? Okay, because if I'm telling you means I should have done enough analysis about myself, right? Okay, so please do that, and that will give you a whole lot of insight about yourself, and also it will put you at a much more comfortable with yourself. Okay, now you may be questioning, sir, all of a sudden Adha Ghanta you went into totally different route, right? Definitely this we are talking the DISHA workshop where this is very much related with the interview facing. Okay, how this is related with the interview facing, why you should keep this in mind, irrespective of whatever we discuss, whatever the last half an hour we spent, it is about you, as I said, right? Okay, just keep it aside. Okay, but go and do today some homework for half an hour. Tomorrow I'll check, probably just to ensure you followed up on whatever we discussed today, right? But how it is related to interfacing? Suddenly, what's our resume preparation went into left and right, but not the idea, right? We'll come back tomorrow and reconnect with the what do you call the how it is related with the interview facing, and then tomorrow we'll discuss about how to face technical interviews and how to face HR interviews, right? So tomorrow, comfortably, we should be able to finish the workshops, DISHA workshop by tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm challenging you, I'm requesting you, please go and do an analysis by yourself with the scores, whatever you got, and the points, whatever we discussed. Okay. So with that, I would like to pause for today. It's almost 7 p.m. Can I get some quick feedback about how did you find it today? Okay. I'm right brain, sir. I like to code, fairly good in coding and take problem solving. What does it mean? doesn't mean anything. I'm not telling anything, right? Am I concluding anything? I'm not concluding anything, right? I'm just telling you, go and analyze. You are beautiful the way you are, right? Just spend some time on analyzing who you are. That's what I'm telling. There's nothing right here, nothing wrong here. I'm not stereotyping. I'm not trying to form an opinion. I'm not trying to become a judgmental here, right? That's what it is, right? So please, start video. I'll start it half an hour later. No problem. Video will reach you, right? Mohammed, this is a fun writing code, but something easy error, which I know, but I'm not able to fix. No problem, right? I'm just telling you, right? Don't immediately jump into conclusion. Spend time. Tomorrow we'll discuss. I cleared all my doubts, says Ramya. What I like is not my strength. What should I do, sir? Okay, we'll discuss about that, right? Informative sessions. Thank you, sir. A spectacular self-understanding session, says Balaji Mathur. Thank you, sir. Fantastic workshop. I'm equally brain student. No problem, Panchavati. Great session, says Nishu. Great session, sir. I'm feeling light-hearted after listening to your positive things, says Kamakya. A lot of messages coming in. Let me try to read as much as we can. 50-50, how to decide? Nothing. I'm not telling anything, decide today, right? I'm not telling that. Spend time. Then we will take it things in a gradual way. As I tell, don't tell your father, mother, I'm right brain, tomorrow journalism, right? They'll beat me. Okay. Okay. Fantastic session, says Mohan. Sir, half an hour yesterday I wasn't available. Can you tell me where can I take the test brain test? Vijay, I'll share the link tomorrow once again. Okay. Great session, says Mallikarjun. DISHA workshop is really fine. An online course with 100% attendance. Fantastic. Ake Singh. Informative session, says Madhuri. Jaan laga do ya jaane do. Oh my God. All share is coming out from Irshan. Feeling happy, says Vaibhav. Help to get clear vision, says Vaishnavi. Webinar is all good as always. Great session, says Mohammed. Okay, sir. Thank you, says Parvati. I feel relieved after your session, says Shubham. I took brain test 2 times. First time it is 47. Then no need to bother too much, Ramya. Right? Don't bother too much score. If you take different times, scores will be different. Don't worry. Whatever score you got, just analyze. Just self-reflect. That's not like a gate score or a GRE score. Don't bother too much. Just whatever you got, whatever you discuss, spend some time. That's what I'm requesting. Okay, fabulous session, sir. We need to understand ourselves, says Shweta. It's great that you shared left versus right brain, says Siraj Srinivasan. Thank you, sir, for a wonderful session, says Sandesh. Sir, how to beat procrastination, says Subhashis Panda. Oh my God, it's a long topic. Probably I'll try to spend some time on that tomorrow, Subhashis. Thank you, sir, says Munjaji. Okay, sir. Feeling happy now, sir, says Panchavati. Thank you, says sir Kalluri. The nice session gives more confidence, says Usharani. Great, says. Okay. So let us resume tomorrow. Okay, and then we will further run the interview slide, and then tomorrow we should be able to comfortably close our DISHA workshop. Okay, so thank you very much for all of you joining today's workshop. Okay, see you tomorrow, same time, same link. Okay, till then, take care. See you tomorrow. Bye.